सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Namaste, all of you. Welcome back to our study of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha from the pages of Poojya Swamiji's, Poojya Swami Dayananda Saraswati's Geetha home study course. We are in the midst of this important second chapter of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha, which the teaching began in the 11th shloka of chapter 2. Ashocyan anvashochastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasoon agatasumscha na anushocanti panditaha. We know that the teaching began as an answer to Arjuna's question to Lord Krishna at the beginning of chapter 2. Where Arjuna surrenders to Lord Krishna and he tells Krishna in very certain terms to teach him what is good for him. Yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhitan me. And what he says after that is very crucial. He says, Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Shishyah te aham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Please teach me that which is good for me. To one who has surrendered to you as a student. Because my antahkaranam is ridden with raga, shoka and moha. Please teach me, O Krishna. Krishna, who was hitherto looked upon as Partha Sarathi, now becomes Jagat Guru Krishna. Because Arjuna surrendered to him. And Arjuna, the Ratha Swami, he becomes the Sishya of this Jagat Guru. And so the teaching begins. It has been said in the Shastras that the teaching ought not to be given unless asked for. Otherwise, it will be akin to a shout in the wilderness. Vanarodanam. It will fall on deaf ears, or there may not be anyone to even listen to it. Arjuna and Krishna were bosom friends. There were any number of occasions when Arjuna could have asked or requested Krishna to teach him, but that didn't happen. To ask for the teaching requires a certain mental configuration before which such questions will never arise in the antakaranam. So Arjuna asked for it, and Krishna, being Paramatma, knew very well what was the best for Arjuna. He interpreted Shreyaha as the Parama Purushartha, moksha, and thus began the teaching in the 11th shloka. We have traversed and reached shloka number 21. In these portions, Krishna is teaching Arjuna the method of discriminating between anatma and atma, which is crucial to discern the attributes of anatma and atma, to discriminate, to apply the God-given Viveka Shakti, to employ the Viveka Shakti, and thus employing it, make the knowledge that is gained through this Viveka Shakti dawn in the Antahkaranam. That is the approach of Krishna in these portions. From the standpoint of Atma, he says, Atma ajaha, nityaha, shashvataha, puranaha. He says, Atma is unborn, Atma is eternal, Atma was ever existent. Atma never diminishes. Quite in contrast with anatma. All that Atma is not, anatma is. Anatma, if Atma is eternal, anatma is non-eternal. If Atma is unborn, anatma is born. If Atma doesn't die, anatma dies. Krishna will say this later on. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu, dhruvam janma mritasya cha, he says. Therefore, that therefore is a big therefore. It means two things. Tasmad apariharyerthe natvam shochitum arhasi, he says. That therefore, Krishna, we will look into it when we reach that shloka. It just flashed across my mind, and therefore I thought, let me share it with you. Krishna's implication of using therefore in that shloka is the direct message that comes through is know, Arjuna, that what is born has to die. But there's an implied meaning to it over there, if looked at from a deeper level. And therefore, Krishna says, associate yourself or claim yourself to be the unborn Atma. In which case, there is no death for you. There has never been any death for you in the past. There is no death in the present. There will never be death for you in future. Therefore, Krishna says, claim not the anatma, but the atma to be your true self. We will look into these portions when we reach that shloka. Let us now pick up the thread from where we left off in the last capsule and take our study forward. We were looking at this portion. There is no kartrutva for Atma. That's the portion that we had entered in the last capsule. Let's revise these portions and then take our study forward. It was pointed out that Sarva Karma Sannyasa, an important topic in Vedanta and in the Bhagavad Gita, is only possible if Atma is not a doer. Because only if there is doership can there be karma and karma phala generated. If Atma is not a doer, meaning Atma is akarta. Only when you understand aham akarta, I am not the doer, does the renunciation of all karmas take place naturally. Because the nature of Atma is akartrutvam. That's its nature. If we have been taking upon ourselves that we are kartas and therefore bhoktas, it is a misconception. It is due to Brahma. When we use the word I, the first person singular I, we have unfortunately been associating it with ahankara and not the Satchidananda Swarupa, which is our true nature. That is purely because of misconception, ignorance leading to misconception, ignorance of our true self. So only when you understand aham akarta, I am not the doer, does the renunciation of all karmas take place naturally. What is natural to a vastu can never be changed because it is natural, because it is its nature. Atma's nature is to be akarta. You'll have to understand this. If the knowledge that I am neither a doer nor an enjoyer has arisen in someone, if the knowledge that I am neither a doer nor an enjoyer has arisen in someone, then and then alone, then and then alone, sarva karma sannyasa is accomplished by that person. then and then alone. Only if the knowledge itself cannot take place is sarva karma sannyasa an impossibility. Only if the knowledge itself cannot take place is sarva karma sannyasa an impossibility. A very loaded sentence. It means a lot. But on what basis can you say this knowledge cannot take place? On what basis are you saying this? Are you saying such an Atma is not there? And if so, upon what do you base your statement? This is where we left off in the last capsule, continuing with this same discussion. You cannot say that Atma is not there, since the very act of saying thus, saying so, presupposes an Atma. Because you are existent, you are talking. Because you are existent, you are talking. Therefore, no one can say, I am not there. I can never say I'm not there. In the existence of Atma, then, there is no doubt whatsoever. In the existence of Atma, there is no doubt whatsoever. If the doubt is not with reference to the existence of the Atma, then it is with reference to the Atma being akarta. Very important lines we are going through. In the existence of Atma, then there is no doubt whatsoever. If the doubt is not with reference to the existence of the Atma, then it is with reference to the Atma being akarta. It is easy to assume that there can be no akartru Atma because Atma is known as karta and not as akarta. This is where ignorance rules supreme. And it is, and if there is an Atma that is akarta, there is no way of knowing it. This could be the contention of most people who do not understand that there is no kartrutva for Atma. This fact that there is no kartrutva for Atma can be ascertained, can be learned, can be understood only if we study the Shastras. Let us pick up this very interesting thread of discussion in the following capsule and take it forward. Hari Om.